Unit 3, we use the same lecture as Unit 2's articles, and the reason why is because it was very extensive, and for this particular one, it's more of a review than anything else. So for this part, as always, you guys can copy the link that's here. You can, Control C or Command C, and it will copy it, or you can just go to File. What is it? It's not actually File, is it? All right. Say copy. Right. So edit, copy. There it is. Edit, copy, and then if you go to your website or whatever, like Google Chrome or whatnot, then you can paste it. You'll end up with this and on this website, and you can listen to the reading being read to you, and this is the same reading as you will see here. So this again is just review. We've talked about this before. You guys saw the video as well. So a or an is for singular non-specific nouns. By non-specific, we mean that it could be anything, right? I would like to buy a house someday. We're not talking about a specific house. We are talking just in general, I would like to buy a house. If I say I would like to buy the house on the corner, then I'm talking about a specific house. That's when I would use the versus a or an. So that leads us into the being we use it for singular nouns, and we use it for specific nouns. We know exactly which house we wanted to buy. This example says, please hand me the book on the desk over there. We can see the desk. We know which book we are talking about. We can also use the in plural and for specific nouns. Again, the friends always checked in with each other once a week. All right. Here are some rules which we've talked about before, but we use the in front of names of points on the globe. For example, the equator, the North Pole. This is not, we aren't talking about countries, right? But we are talking about like places on the globe. Okay, so the equator, the North Pole, the South Pole. We also use it for mountain ranges, so not just one mountain, but when there's like a series of mountains that are connected together. For example, the Smoky Mountains or the Andes, and I'll show you guys what the Smoky Mountains are, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, right, so there is a range of mountains. Okay, there's a range of mountains, or the Andes Mountains. All right, so there's a range of mountains, right? Not just one. Okay, so we use it for island chains, so like the Pacific Islands, the Florida Keys. Okay, the Florida Keys would be like Key West and the other ones that are right next to it. Okay, so you'll see like there is a chain. There's more than one, right? The Keys. Okay, so you can, this is the bridge that they have, but there is a series of islands along Florida, and they're called the Florida Keys. And there is a series of them, not just one particular one. I'm trying to see if there's like an overview picture. There. Right? So these, all of them are the Florida Keys. Okay. For rivers, seas, and oceans, for example, the Mississippi River, the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Nile River, and for group of lakes. We don't use the before names of continents, right? Africa, we don't say the Africa, we just say Africa, or Asia, or North America, or South America. We don't use it for mountains, for that like just one mountain. Remember, here we have an entire range. Here is just one mountain, right? Mount Rushmore. We don't say the Mount Rushmore, we just say Mount Rushmore or Mount Everest. Islands, and these are names of islands, and it's just, like one place, right? St. Lucia, Antigua, Grenada. Street, we don't say the Board Street, we don't say the Merrill, we don't say the Main Street. We don't say that. That's not correct. So we just say the name itself. So Merrill Street, or Wilson Avenue, or Main Avenue. Cities and towns, names of cities and towns, we don't use that. So we don't say the Rancho Cucamonga, the Fontana. We don't use the in front of states as well. The Alabama, the California, the Nevada. That's not correct. That is not correct, right? And again, lakes. Lake Erie. This is a specific lake. Here we have the great group of lakes that work together. Here's a specific lake. Lake Erie is a specific lake. All right. And no articles needed. And this is certain nouns require neither an indefinite or definite articles before them. And so they don't need a definite article or an indefinite article. And again, remember the is a definite article because we know exactly what it is. And a or an is an indefinite article. Okay? So when making generalization with plural nouns, we don't need an article. Peaches grow on trees. We don't say the peaches grow on the trees. We can, but we don't. Okay? Because this is just a generalization. So it's not the specific peaches grow on the specific trees. It's just in general, peaches grow on trees. Birds love to fly. I don't have to say the birds love to fly because it's a generalization. And no article is needed before an abstract noun. Okay? So, for example, education is important. The speaker here is talking about abstract concept of education. Like, it's not, when we talk about abstract nouns, there's nothing really that you can touch. There's nothing really that you can feel, right? It's more like a weird idea, okay, that you can't really touch. So the speaker here, again, is talking about an abstract concept of education, which is something that can only be thought of and not physically sensed. Okay, so education is important. We don't say the education. So let's work these things out together. I suggest you pause the video, you do the work, and then continue and check if it was correct or incorrect. Are you coming to party next Saturday? Remember, I told you about it. This, because of the context, we can tell that this is a specific party that the person is talking about. They already know. So we need something definite. And this is not a generalization. So we can't use the indefinite articles. We have to use the definite article, which is the. Are you coming to the party next Saturday? Remember, I told you about it. I bought new computer yesterday. So although it's a specific computer that you bought, you are making a statement that is, there are so many new computers, you bought one of them. So in that case, you would use an indefinite article, which would be a. So I bought a new computer yesterday. We don't use an because new is not, n is not a vowel. Okay? Steve and George brought tacos to their mama yesterday. Do I use an article before a proper name? I don't. Okay? So I don't say the Steve or the George or the Jorge. It doesn't work that way. You cannot use an article. She bought really nice pair of shoes yesterday. Again, this is kind of the same thing as the computer situation. It's a very general statement. There are so many nice pairs of shoes out there. So we're talking about a really nice pair of shoes yesterday. She bought a really nice pair of shoes yesterday. I went to the party yesterday. Party was a lot of fun. We stayed until 11. Again, this is a specific party. we're talking about something particular, so we have to use the. And it's not a generalization. So I went to a party yesterday because this is a general party. So I went to a party yesterday. The party, the one that we already established that I went to yesterday, the party was a lot of fun. We stayed until 11. Okay. So write a few sentences about your life using, use geography words. Okay. And this is our example. And for this, we are going to actually use this as one of the discussions for this unit, and then we'll continue. So make sure that you do this. This is our example. I was born in Tijuana, Mexico. My parents were both shop owners, and I grew up in a happy home. I moved to the United States in 2000. I always wanted to be a teacher. Now my favorite possession is a necklace from my grandma. The necklace is silver with a green bird on it. Okay, so this is the example. The city where you live now, the country where you grew up in, your favorite possession, or your favorite possession that you own. So possession is something that is for you, and your profession. What do you do now? Okay. So we got to fix the mistakes in the sentence. I think the computers are important in our lives now. Here, computers, we use the when with plural. However, this is a general statement, so we don't need an article. I think computers are important in our lives now. Our flight to China, our flight to the China was canceled. China is a proper name of a country, so we don't use the. Our flight to China was canceled. Have you ever been to Netherlands? Netherlands is a group, right? So it's like the United States. It's a group of states, okay? Like a chain kind of thing. So it's kind of like a range, and it's grouped together. So it's not up there, but it should be. So for example, the United States of America, because it's a group of states that belong to America. Netherlands is something very similar. So we can say, have you ever been to the Netherlands? And we can see, let me show you guys. The Netherlands, okay? So it's a group together. All right, you guys can see. So that's why we say the Netherlands, like the United States of America. My sister lives in the United States, right? Same concept. My brother lives in United Kingdom. Again, United Kingdom is the same thing as the same concept as the United States and the Netherlands. So my brother lives in the United Kingdom, and you guys can see why. Here's the United Kingdom, okay? And you can see the United Kingdom is composed of Scotland, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Okay, so that all of these together make up the United Kingdom. So it's a group of them. Okay, so once again, you can go ahead and read and listen to this here. All you have to do is just copy and paste the link, and then you can continue. If you guys have any questions, so this is it. Sorry, you guys, I have multiple things open. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. You can send me an email, or you can message me on the number that you guys have, and I'll be happy to answer, or you can send me your questions through the Zoom meetings that we have. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day.